Today on Spotlight, I bring you Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I got that one right.
Yeah, right.
I think I got it right. Okay, I wasn't sure because I was having a stroke trying to read the name before we got started for this one. I don't know why it's so easy. It's I see. Look, I did it again. Anyway, folks, we were given a code to this game courtesy of Tribute Games Incorporated, published by Dotemu, who we have some familiarity with at this point in time. Me personally speaking, I believe Dotemu was involved with Streets of Rage 4. Which I absolutely love to death. Yeah. And I hope to one day cover that game in the main channel, just like maybe a Sega-a-thon. Or
I honestly thought you had it at this point.
No, like I have plans to at some point. I got the perfect reasoning to for next year, but not just yet. But no, I have not talked Streets of Rage at all. Okay. Tribute Games Incorporated, we also have some familiarity with. Yeah. Because we have played TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Yeah. On SGB, which was a return to form for TMNT beat 'em ups. If you really loved the old school arcade style, hack and slash from the 90s and late 80s.
Specifically Turtles in Time.
Specifically Turtles 3 and Turtles in Time, I think were like the main inspirations for that game. It was a great time. Absolutely would recommend it if you're any inclination for TMNT. And you can catch the Let's Play somewhere here on the card up top. I don't know where exactly it is.
So the question is, why am I here?
Well, you're here because, I was given a code for the game, but also it's a beat 'em up. Yeah. And I don't really like playing beat 'em ups. No matter how much I enjoy the game to death, I don't like playing beat 'em ups by myself. The only real beat 'em up I've ever played by myself that I can still get some enjoyment out of is TMNT 4.
I thought you were gonna say Streets of Rage.
No, Streets of Rage. I love playing with people. Okay. Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, I can play by myself. Yeah. I've done so for years, but in any other beat 'em up, I'd rather have a friend with me because that's part of the appeal. That's part of the fun. It's just the chaos of having two characters who think they know what they're doing, just go absolutely ham and clobber whatever it is that's in our way. And that is no exception for this game, because this is Tribute Games' latest endeavor in making a 90s inspired arcade beat 'em up. This wouldn't look out of place at a Chuck E. Cheese or a Discovery Zone. For those that any of you know what that is, probably have to be my age to understand what that is. Similarly to Shredder's Revenge, like the graphical style is anime-esque, like borderline around that time. Like this wouldn't look out of place again in an arcade scene from the 90s. But for Marvel Cosmic Invasion, we realized that, I realized anyway, frame one, because when you put your favorite Marvel characters in any sort of 2D action setting, you're likely to think about the versus Capcom lineup, which is what I do.
Or just any of the Capcom Marvel games.
Marvel games entirely, because me, as someone that loved playing like MVC1, the similarities are everywhere. Like there are so many visual callbacks, but I think maybe for licensing reasons they can't exactly use certain names. Like, some of the characters that I use Iron Man pretty dedicatedly throughout my campaign for this game, and his super attack is what we know as the proton cannon, but he never calls it the proton cannon. He says like an Iron Man beam or something like that. I was like, Stark, that's the proton cannon. It's like, it's okay, you can call it the proton cannon. There's a lot of visual similarities spread throughout that you just notice is like, the devs of this were clearly fans of Marvel's early titles in the 90s.
Or like when I'm playing as Wolverine and you see him like jump onto an enemy and just start stabbing. Immediately thought Marvel vs. Capcom.
Venom has so many similarities to his MVC1 lineup. Like a lot of animations look very similar, or at least they pay reference to.
Like we get the blue symbiote color.
Yeah, the color schemes. Yeah, you can unlock as you're playing through the game and on collecting. I think there are cosmic cubes. Yes. So that sort of thing. And we're not entirely sure. Like every stage has a permanent collectible known as these cosmic cubes. And they're hidden throughout every level. You got to have like a bird's eye in order to notice that sort of thing, because you only see like green sparkles. If you notice it, then you add to your collection. You use these cubes along with just playing the game to go back to the main menu, and you unlock stuff via the grid. Or the matrix grid. I think it was called like that. And these are your standard collectibles. This is how you unlock profile bios for all of the characters, how you unlock alternate colors for all the characters,
music tracks,
and are we forgetting anything? Modifiers for the gameplay, for the arcade mode specifically, because the game has two modes. There's campaign mode, which is a story mode to go left to right, multi-path and that sort of thing, which we'll get into in a second. Or you have arcade mode, which is a little more traditional, where you have a limited amount of lives and you have to make it to the end without getting a game over. But you can unlock modifiers for that. So like you can choose like two different. You could choose the same character twice. Doppelganger mode.
Yeah, doppelganger.
Difficulty select. There's a lot there, and there's a lot that you can unlock. I think after we did our first campaign, we had enough to cover like a good 2/3 of the board.
Because like there's about 101
like
unlockables
squares to unlock. Yeah. I think it's all progression based too. Like because we were thinking it had something to do with the cubes that we collected, and yes. But after we did that small arcade mode stint, just for the sake of showing it off, we collected more. There was more that I was able to unlock later. So I think it's just playtime.
Maybe, yeah.
I wish to say the game in totality was about 3 hours.
About 3.
It would have been probably a little shorter if we weren't so fixated on getting certain challenges done, because every stage that you play not only has like a permanent collectible in the form of those cubes, they have 3 specific challenges tailor-made for that stage that requires you to do something involving the stage environment itself, which you can play with any character. But there's also, depending on the story, character-specific challenges that you got to do, which Elliot tried to do most of the time. Like, the reasoning for that is because I picked Iron Man and She-Hulk.
The entire game.
And there's 2 reasonings for this. Maybe 3 if I can bullshit my way through another reason. But 1, in campaign mode, and I think it only applies in campaign mode, characters level up.
Yes.
So whenever you finish a stage with those characters, you gain experience points, and you slowly level up it starts from 1 and it maxes out at 10. So when a character levels up, their focus increases so that I think they charge up their meter faster, or maybe it hits harder. They get more HP.
Yeah.
Some of the later unlocks you get, again, you can unlock alternate colors for that character, which I used pretty much all of them for She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But to me, that also means, well, hold on. If these 2 characters are now at a higher level of experience than the other characters that I want to maybe switch to, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Because these characters are now at a statistical advantage. And I'm kind of single-tracked mind like that, where it's like, yeah, I want to experiment with the other characters, but this is level 2 and that character's level 1. I don't want to go back to level 1.
I'm a very different mindset. I like to experiment with other characters, but also like get them around the same like advantage, like get them like equal levels.
Which, to be said, both styles are completely applicable for this, as we've demonstrated, because Elliot was switching characters all the damn time for the sake of just personal curiosity, but also those challenges. So while I was rocking my level 7 and 8 Iron Man and She-Hulk, he was still like in the lower 2s and 3s just messing around. And Elliot would still often get the higher combo markers. Like he would often still get like the best rewards at the end because he's still playing the game. You can still more than play the game. There's no real disadvantage to playing a character at a lower level. So
the only thing is that like you don't get like the same meter of health or focus or anything, or the meter to do your special move.
It's negligible, I would argue, especially in a multiplayer setting where you already have a statistical advantage by virtue of having more than one player available on the screen. That said, we only used 2 characters. It was just me and Elliot. I can't imagine how 4-player chaos would look in this. Maybe the SGB Shredder's Revenge playthrough was any indication of that. Either way, that's something to consider for later on.
Actually,
we're definitely playing this for SGB later down the road, because Elliot and I were damn pleased with this game.
It's very fun.
Because it has all your traditional hallmarks of your standard 2D action, but it also has a lot of little things that just doesn't seem like much individually, but in the collective sum just makes gameplay that more riveting. Me personally speaking, one of my favorite things is the sort of the allusion to the assist system from MVC. Where both players are allowed to pick 2 characters at once, and you can switch between them on a whim just by hitting like the LB, or using the Xbox controller, so we hit the LB button. And it's lickety split. There's no cooldown or anything like that. It's literally whenever you want to switch to that character, you go right ahead. But during a character's regular melee combos or what have you, you can hit LB in the middle of that to have your assist character show up and continue your string of combos. So what normally a 3-hit combo now becomes 5 or 6 hits if you can get it all down. And again, that doesn't sound like much, but it does release just enough dopamine in your nervous system to say, that felt really good. I'm gonna keep doing that.
And like, not only that, because like you're seeing the combo meter go up where your character bar is, number go up.
That's it. Simplistic primal urge shit. Like number go up.
Like unga bunga numbers going up, like
that sort of thing. And I believe this game does that pretty damn well. Every character has their own spin on the combat, so that you can either play with your favorites, or you can play with someone that you really like because their abilities like just hit different. I mean, I'm a simpleton. I've always been an Iron Man fan, like since 2008.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna. Admittedly, I'm not really much what you would call a Marvel guy. I'm more of a DC guy. But you are, at the very least, were able to pinpoint a lot of other stuff that I wouldn't recognize.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how familiar you are with the Marvel world.
I like to say I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah.
Not to like a huge extent.
Because you never seen the game until we played it last night.
Yeah.
And you were able to pinpoint a lot of villains before they even showed up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm glad you know these guys because I don't. You know, I recognize the big heads. I recognize like Thanos. I recognize MODOK. I recognize the Sentinels. You know, but who's the symbiote guy?
Null.
Null was someone I'd never seen before.
The King in Black, yeah.
Yeah. And the villain, the main head honcho of the
Annihilus.
Annihilus. Yeah. Never heard of Annihilus.
I haven't either, honestly.
And thanks to the little factoids that you can get from unlocking like the character files and that sort of thing, like he debuted. I think it was a Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four,
which probably helps because I never read Fantastic Four. That's probably why I didn't recognize them. But you know, it's a good little time capsule of like standard Marvel villains and heroes or anti-heroes.
Yeah,
or just collabing together to stop the threat of Annihilus, who is taking over like villains and heroes using these larvae, these bugs.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. The dude like managed to fucking infiltrate Galactus.
Yeah, that's a feat.
That's a feat because I think he was able to do so by taking control of Silver Surfer, or the other way around. The larva invaded the power cosmic, which is like, how do you do that? But then I think of Marvel Zombies, and Marvel Zombies, literally, they ate Galactus.
They did, yeah.
Cosmos. It's like, hey, if they can do that, what's a few bugs? Nothing.
Yeah,
you know, that sort of thing.
But also, like you go through the story, but like the gameplay is very fast. Mm-hmm. It's not to a degree where it's like you can't keep up with everything. Yeah. There are points, yeah, but because like there's gonna be a lot of things on the screen.
Yes.
But it's still manageable to like remember where you are and like see enemies coming in and being able to recognize where your character is or where your friend's character is.
Yeah. There really wasn't a point where I lost track of my character at all.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, especially in the later stages, the screen does get kind of busy. But to me, the enemy variation and coloration of them did not distract me from my characters.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, we only played 2 players opposed to 4. This could be completely different without 4 players because they load more enemies. There's not much wrong with the game in terms of what it sets out to do.
Yeah.
Sort of like only sort of complaints and grievances we have are very small in the grand scheme of things, but I figure we probably mentioned some of them anyway.
Yeah.
For one, the challenges. Now, I'm not going to put all the blame on the challenges because they're at the end of the day optional if you want to do it, just for achievements and that sort of thing. And Elliot, bless his heart, tried to go after all of them. But there are a few that I feel may have been a little too dependent on RNG.
Yeah, like the level like where we get Silver Surfer as part of the story.
Yeah.
Play as Rocket to like you had to kill 3 enemies by using his special attack, which is a grenade.
Yeah.
But the thing with the grenade is that it's random, and the challenge is that you need to use a specific grenade to get it.
Yeah. But what the grenade does is completely RNG.
Yeah.
It's like, think of the achievement as hit an enemy 3 times with Peach's Franken veggie fruit from Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Anyone knows it's completely random when the game gives it to you. There's a probability, but it's random at the end of the day.
Or Game & Watch's Judgment hit him with 9.
Hit him with 9 of them, that sort of thing, like 3 times. It's like, it's random.
Yeah,
like,
that's the one thing where it's like, I wish that wasn't randomized. But one thing that we do know is that like after going through the game and like going through all the abilities that each character has, it like shows that like they have passive abilities.
Yes.
So like in the case of like knowing like with Rocket Raccoon, you do a combo, you'll have a higher chance of getting that certain grenade needed for the challenge.
I think the game could have been a little more clear with passive skills because I did not know of any of them in the gameplay itself.
Yeah, if they were to like show like on the character select screen, I think that would have been beneficial.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
No.
And we had to, at the end of our playthrough, which again wasn't terribly long.
No.
We were able to go through all the character lists, and there you get a command list of everything the characters can do.
Yeah.
In case you weren't experimental enough. And you can also find out about every individual's passive ability, which will serve us better in hindsight when we want to revisit this game. Yeah. But I do think the game maybe could have been a little clear on that one because I feel there's probably 3 different kind of things we weren't doing correctly. And I think it made it would have saved us a little trouble. That said, the game is not terribly hard.
Oh, no.
We game overed in for lack of a better description, twice.
And near the end.
Near the end, too. Like, it took us a while to get to a point of the game where we're like, oh, this is kind of a mess. There's so much happening right now. And the game, later down the road, specifically, my least favorite stage was... I don't remember the context of the planet.
The Hive?
The Hive, yeah.
With all the bugs?
With all the bugs, yeah.
Yeah.
That place starves you for health.
Yeah.
There's always that one level in the game that you really never look forward to. That is it.
It's also, like, pretty long,
It is, yeah. It was one of the longest stages. And it felt long, too.
It did, yeah.
Because most of the time, the runtime for stages was about 8 to 9 minutes.
Between 7 and 9, yeah.
Give or take. This was over 10, close to 11, and it felt like 15.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to explain what is it just makes it feel so bluff, because one of the later stages, which was infinitely better, was also pretty long, like 10 minutes or so.
Roughly.
But it didn't feel that. I think it was visually more stimulating and engaging.
Yeah, there was a lot of like beige and green.
Yeah,
the entire time.
It's just visually more stimulating than with the high level. Yeah, the high level I think was probably the low point.
There was also, which speaking of the campaign, there's also the branching paths. But I would have to say that loosely.
Yes, I was confused by this too. So in the campaign mode, you see your progression of it looks like Super Mario World level select.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. At some point or another, though, the paths will branch. You fight Taskmaster first, or you can go to Genosha and you can fight the Sentinels. Now, I was led to believe, okay, so whichever I choose, we're going to go to the next stage after that, regardless of that choice. You still have to play both stages in order to get to the next stage preceding it, which is very weird. And it's like, well, why split them in two? Like that? That's why I'm not entirely sure about that. At the end of it, it's really not a big deal at all. No. I am just a little confused by the illusion of choice. In arcade mode specifically, also does a similar thing, but I think it's more expected. Yeah. Given the linear point A to point B nature of a classic beat 'em up game. So I remember we chose one of the things and then it just moved on to the next.
It didn't worry about the cutscenes or anything or the main story. It was just going from level 1 to level 2.
Yeah, which is again to be expected.
Yeah, like an arcade game.
Yeah. Production values were pretty damn good.
Oh,
all things considered. The game looks great. Like the sprite quality and the animations for every character. No matter who you pick, nobody gets the shortchange.
Everyone looks great.
Looks damn good.
Like even in the cutscenes, there's stills, but it didn't take away from it.
It's comic books.
Yeah.
That's
like everyone in the cutscenes looked like a comic book character. Yeah. Like from the art style of it.
Yeah. If the idea was to pay tribute to the games of the 90s, and this is not just like the arcade stuff. We're talking about like all the beat 'em ups are released around that time too. Like all the games released for the Genesis. The X-Men arcade game. I was thinking of the X-Men arcade game a lot of the times too. This game I feel belongs right along with them.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little better, I would say, because it's been 25 years.
Down to the soundtrack too.
Down to the soundtrack as well, which is T-Lopes.
Yeah.
It's like, congrats on you, man. Good job. Like you've come so far. You really have. Like seriously, like Sonic stuff, Marvel stuff, TMNT. Like, congrats to contributing to major score. And I see what you did with a lot of the music, because a lot of music does sound like it belongs in a versus Capcom.
Yeah.
Uses very similar instrumentation. So it's really hard it's kind of hard to put into words. I don't remember exactly the arcade board numbers themselves, otherwise I'd be talking about that. But if you're at all familiar with how the versus Capcom games sounded in their soundtrack, you're really gonna like this soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like it does sound like right out of that era.
And like there are parts where I noticed that like there were like small like throwbacks to like other songs. Like in the opening intro cutscene, when it shows Spider-Man, I heard a little bit of the animated series Spider-Man theme.
I did hear that too.
Okay, I'm not alone in that. Cool.
I did hear that too. Spider-Man in this game is voiced by Josh Keaton.
Yes.
Who is to Spider-Man what Kevin Conroy is to Batman. Like if you're thinking of a voice for Spider-Man, it's normally Josh Keaton.
Yeah.
And the voice work entirely throughout this is pretty fucking solid. They even got a lot of old heads back. Like for some of the other characters.
Like animated series X-Men Wolverine.
Yeah, it's Cal Dodd.
Yeah, Cal Dodd.
From the animated series. And
97.
And 97. He was brought back for 97. I think he does a better job here than
I thought that
97.
too.
I'm not sure exactly what the difference was, because I thought he sounded old.
Yeah.
In 97. And granted, he's in his 60s. That sort of shit. But I think he did a much better job here. Is more into it than he was there. Storm is also the same.
Allison Seeley Smith is her name.
Yeah.
Who voices Storm in 97.
97 as well. They got a lot of people back.
Yeah.
For 97. And you're still rocking it. Like, you're still got the octaves. For that. That's great. Steve Blum.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Steve Blum was Wolverine for a time in earlier games. And
he did Wolverine in like the Deadpool game.
The Deadpool games. Yeah. And he voices Venom in this too.
Yeah.
Which he's just doing his
Baraka.
He's just doing his Baraka voice from Mortal Kombat.
I mean, it still works.
Yes, it does.
It still works.
It perfectly fits the context of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, to say it again, the game looks great. It sounds fantastic. It is really just a gorgeous, fun, kinetic time. If you are all interested in playing this game for yourself, there's a link to purchase the game in the description below. And once again, shout out to Tribute Games Incorporated, Dotemu, Marvel Games, what other subsidiaries nowadays? Disney, and that sort of thing. Yeah. So the game is out at the time of this release. This video going up, it came out December 1st. It is available right now for I think $29.99.
Yes,
which I think for beat 'em up standards is perfectly fine
for a 3-hour three-hour-ish game beat 'em up.
That looks and sounds as good as it does. I think this is very much worth the time and effort and the price that they're asking.
Yeah.
So again, link in the description below if you would like to be pointed in the direction of the game itself. It's available on everything.
Yeah.
PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it a shot. Tell them John sent you, and they'll be like, "Who the fuck is John?" It's okay, I'm working. And thank you all for tuning in. Elliot, thank you for helping me record footage of this game.
Yeah, nice I was very happy with the game. Yeah, and like I'm glad I got to play it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the SUV playthrough. I think Uncle and Matt are really good.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Yeah, but I will catch you guys with the next Versus video, which is coming up in a couple of days at the time of this video going up. And I'm going to be bringing Spotlight back too. This isn't just a one-off for like a sponsored thing. It's like, oh, John, you whore. I will be bringing Spotlight back. And I'm trying to make it more of a mainstay starting 2026 and beyond. So thank you all for tuning in. We will catch you guys next time. Have yourselves a fantastic night and take care.